Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Zainab. Welcome back to my daily reading of Shi'ism from Quran by Sayyid Jawad Zaidi. So today I want to read for you the story about when the ninth Imam, his name is Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Jawad or al-Taqi alayhi salam, proved his Imammate using jurisprudential knowledge. And he was very young when he came into the Imammate. Okay, so in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all praise belongs to him, and peace and blessings to Prophet Muhammad and his pure family. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Taqi or al-Jawad alayhi salam was only 6 years old when his father Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Raza alayhi salam was martyred, and he, as in Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, assumed the role of Imammate or divine leadership. The Shias became extremely confused and started to disagree with one another about the Imammate because they thought that a 6-year-old could not be an Imam and the Imammate should be entrusted to an older man. A group of Shia gathered in one of their houses. Among them were Arayyan bin Asalt, Yunus, Safwan bin Yahya, Muhammad bin Hakim, and Abdurrahman bin al-Hajjaj. They discussed the matter of the Imammate and began to cry. Yunus said to them, "Stop your crying and wait until this child, Imam al-Jawad, grows up." Arayyan bin Asalt said, "If it is decreed by Allah the Almighty, then a 2-day-old child can be like 100-years-old man. But if it is not decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then even if one lives for 5,000 years, he will not be able to do what the masters can do or even a part of it." This was the decisive answer that revealed the shining reality which the Twelver Shia believe in. Childhood or adulthood have nothing to do with the position of Imammate, which is like the position of prophethood in most of its specifications, for both Imammate and prophethood are in the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who entrusts with them whomsoever he chooses from among his people. Delegations of jurisprudence and scholars. A significant number of scholars and jurisprudents, whom were selected by the Shia delegates in Baghdad and other countries, came to Medina following the martyrdom of Imam Raza alayhi salam, in order to ascertain the new Imam. They were about 80 men, as historians have mentioned in their books. When they arrived in Medina, they went to the house of Abdullah, the son of Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam, who came to them and sat at the head of their meeting. He claimed himself to be the Imam after Imam Raza alayhi salam and the religious authority of the Ummah. A man stood up and called out to the scholars, "This is the son of the Messenger of Allah. Whoever has a question, let him ask." One of the scholars stood up and asked him, "What do you think about the man who says to his wife, 'I divorce you as many times as there are stars in the sky'?" Abdullah, the son of Imam Musa al-Kadhim, answered against the jurisprudence of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, saying, "She is divorced thrice before the Gemini." The scholars and the jurisprudents were astonished at this answer, which was different from the answer of the infallible Imams alayhi salam. The infallible Imams had determined that the divorce could only be achieved once. Also, they couldn't determine why Abdullah singled out the Gemini from all the stars and the planets. Another one of the jurisprudents asked him, "What is your opinion regarding a man who has sexual intercourse with an animal?" Again, he answered contrary to the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said his hand should be cut off and he should be whipped 100 times. The attendees were astonished. Some of them began to cry because of these rulings that contradicted the verdicts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They became very confused. While they were in this state, a door near the front of the meeting was opened, out of which emerged Muwaffaq, the servant, and then Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam appeared with such a loftiness that made all heads bow to him submissively. The scholars and the jurisprudents stood up out of respect. A man introduced him to the attendees as the Imam alayhi salam after his father as the great authority for Muslims. The man who had asked the first question came to the Imam alayhi salam and asked him, "What do you think about the man who says to his wife, 'I divorce you as many times as there are stars in the sky'?" Imam Jawad alayhi salam said, "O man, read in the book of Allah, divorce may be pronounced twice, then keep them in good fellowship or let them go with kindness. And then it is the third that divorce becomes irrevocable. and that's from the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, ayah number 226 to 232. The attendants were amazed at the intelligence of the Imam alayhi salam and were certain that they had reached the aim which they had sought. The asker told Imam Jawad alayhi salam of the ruling of his uncle Abdullah, the son of Imam al-Khadim, concerning the same matter. Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam turned to his uncle and said, "O uncle, fear Allah and do not give any ruling when there exists in the society one who is more aware than you." Abdullah bowed his head to the earth and did not know what to say. The man with the second question came to Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam and asked him, "What is your opinion regarding a man who has sexual intercourse with an animal?" Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam said, "He should be subjected to a discretionary punishment, and the animal should be marked with a lasting mark on its back and taken out of the country so that the shame of it does not remain with the man." The asker informed Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam of the fatwa of his uncle. Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam strongly rejected that ruling and, turning to his uncle angrily, said, "There is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O Abdullah, it is so great a matter to Allah that when tomorrow you will stop before him, he will ask you, 'Why did you give a ruling to my people about that which you did not know, whereas there was someone in the society who was more aware than you?'" Abdullah began making excuses and justifying his answer by saying, "I have seen my brother Ar-Raza alayhi salam answer this question with the same answer." Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam denied this and shouted at him. Imam Raza alayhi salam was asked about a grave digger who had dug out a dead woman, had eaten with her, and takes her clothes. He, Imam Raza alayhi salam, ordered to cut his hand off for the stealing, to whip him for committing adultery, and to exile him for maiming the dead. The scholars and the jurisprudence then asked Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam many questions regarding different matters of jurisprudence. Historians say that there were about 30,000 questions asked in different meetings during the visit of the scholars and the jurisprudence until they became satisfied of his Imammate and returned to their countries, spreading the news that the next Imam was Muhammad ibn Ali al-Jawad alayhi salam. They related to the Muslims that they had witnessed of his abundant knowledge and said that he, alayhi salam, was a great miracle of Islam. Though he was so young in age, he possessed such a high level of knowledge of the religion that could neither be denied nor described. You can find that in Baqir Sharif al-Qurashi, a book called The Life of Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam, The Confusion of the Shia, page 64 to 69. Okay, please stay tuned for my next video, inshallah. Until then, stay blessed.